Welcome to Can Angels Fly? I'm Nancy, and and today I'm here to explore the concept of hell. What is hell? Is hell a physical place? A place that is deep within the earth that is made of brimstone and fire? Are the occupants demons that sole job is to torture or torment an individual with pitchforks and anguish? Does the body of an individual suffer tremendously? Does the flesh burn and fall off the person's body only to be regenerated to start again? Does the earthworm eat and regurgitate the flesh of a human being? And upon a regurgitation, the smell of the burnt and regurgitated flesh, you know, fill the air? Or is hell something else? Let's see, I got my notes right here. Overall question. Is hell a pit full of fire? Well, as I began to really meditate on the concept of hell, I came to understand that there are at least two types of hell. The first type of hell is a physical hell. This is the hell that human beings experience while here on earth. And this hell in an individual's life is created by not having the ability to bring into existence, to manifest or sustain or maintain that which you feel like you need, want, hope for, or desire. And due to the inability to bring whatever that thing is into existence, it can lead to a state of hell. Not only can it lead to a hellish state for an individual, if the absence of what you want continues to hound you, so to say, you can actually get upgraded in this physical world to the devil's advocate is what I call them, a demon. Where, say hypothetically, you want money, more money, always more money, so that you can go buy more and more material goods. They make you feel good. They make you look good. They make you live good. And the only way an individual can figure out to make it happen is to go steal, kill, or destroy in order to manifest. That's what I mean by you become the devil's advocate or a demon in this world. Let me see what else I have written here because I kind of want to put it in order. Try to keep it in order. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, not being able to get what you want or need can be a torment. Yeah. And overall, over time, going through stress related to not having that thing, especially if it's a need, it's a requirement, like food, shelter, or clothing. A lot of stress and fear and worries and anxiety can mount up, sadness and depression. Over time, this can create a spirit of covenantness in which you can begin to display negative, dark energies. As I mentioned, one can begin to steal, kill, and destroy in order to satisfy their thirst for whatever they want or need. Now, let's talk about the second type of hell. Second type of hell is spiritual hell. And this type of hell is a permanent separation from God by one's own preoccupation with one's own personal desires. Spiritual death only takes place, spiritual hell only takes place after the natural death. After the natural death, by one's own preoccupation with the thing that they want or they need or they long for, they obsess over, will forever be their driving force. Therefore, permanently separating a soul from God. Let's see what else I talked about. Oh, I wrote this, and I think it's important that I read what I wrote because I even restated it. So, one forevermore obsessively attempts to satisfy their passions. And then I restated it, saying, one forevermore obsessively attempts to satisfy their passion or passions with no success nor satisfaction due to the absence of one critical feature. And what is that critical feature? Yeah, physicality. Yes, the physical body is what allows us to interact with this world. Our five senses of seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling is what allows us to concentrate our energy as we interface with this world. Through your body and your physical body, you are offered a vast amount of opportunities that you can't have in any other way other than to be in your body and have access to your five senses, for the most part, five senses. Think about it. All that you love, you want, you need, or you hope for, each was bought on through one of your five senses. See, through those five senses, you were, and I, humanity, is capable of being allured, seeing something, hearing something, tasting something, smelling something, touching something, are all sources or inputs into our emotions. Emotion of what? Desire, passion. Have you ladies ever seen a pair of shoes that you wanted? And it might not be the week that you can afford to get them. Nevertheless, you want them. They're the most amazing pair of shoes you ever saw. Or you hear something. Men, have you ever heard a woman's voice that made you stop and take notice? Turn around and she might have a significant other or a husband beside her, Or how about, have you ever tasted something? Like drugs. That's a good one, Because drugs are a good one. Why are drugs good? Because they heighten your senses more alluring, opening up that portal or that gateway to enticement. Or how about smelling something? Have you ever smelled something sweet, like a cake or a pie? Ooh, and you want it. You need it. Yeah, it's calling you. Finally, have you ever touched something? Have you ever touched a soft buttocks? Made you want it and want some more. Or how about A full length mink coat. Mm, mm, mm. All these wonderful, wonderful sensations. Now, overall, I have here that oh, talking about those sensations, the overall experience of the sensations, the satisfaction is what leads to a state of heaven here on earth. If you can have those new pair of shoes, you're happy. If you can get with that woman whose voice was so alluring, you are happy, if only for a moment. If you take that drug and it's good and potent, you happy. If you smell that sweet cake or pie and you get a slice or two, you happy. If you're able to touch that soft buttocks, you're happy. Or how about that full length mink coat? You are absolutely happy. The sensational, a sensual sensation of having endless resources when you can indulge whenever or in whatever you want. Or the sensual nature, having unresistible. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to read my notes. But what I was about to say here is to have a sensual nature, you possess a gift of having an irresistible sex appeal to all who encounter you. And not only do you have this irresistible sex appeal, you possess the gift of seduction and all the tantric skills to go along. And you can easily cast a spell on another. You possess power over them. So, what I'm trying to draw a picture of is just how alluring this world is, this physical world is, and how we become emotionally attached to certain things. Let's see. I have no idea what I just wrote here. But just bear with me. It's a rainy day. It's been raining for like 2 days. And everything is quiet and still. So I thought I'd do a video. Physicality. The physical body and the five senses. Key feature to fulfillment of your wants, your needs, and or your hopes, your paradise, your heaven, is your physical body and your senses. I'm going to read a quote by a person named Dante Ali Gahai. Anyway, he states that the path to paradise begins in hell. I'll read that again. The path to paradise begins in hell. I'm going to kind of flip that because it's also the opposite. Now, if you have reached the state of hell, you once traveled the road of obtaining paradise. Again, if one has achieved hell, then you have traveled the road of trying to obtain paradise. Now, the absence of physicality of the body, which is associated with the five senses, partnered with the continuous desires and passions you previously achieved or not, can create a state of hell. Now I'm going to go back and look at this video, but I'm not sure I said that quite right. Because my notes I was trying to make them short and brief. But what I'm saying that, hey, in the physical world, you are able to achieve a state of heaven through being in your body and interacting and interfacing with this world through your five senses. You can reap pleasures. You can receive all type of pleasures and fulfillments and huh. But that same thing, that same avenue, those same passions are the things that can ultimately lead you to hell. I have one more quote, and this is my quote. And it goes back to when I read Dante's quote. And it says, hell is the final destination for the one that continued seeking paradise. I'll read it again. Hell is the final destination for the one that continued seeking paradise. Now, who am I? I don't know, just like you, just exploring different concepts. And here today, we're exploring the concept of hell. So let's go on. During one's life, as one interfaces with this world and has their experiences, a person can become attached to those experiences and become addicted, you know. And we don't look at it as it's abnormal in any way. Oh, this is just life. Either you got the good life or you got the bad life. But these are emotional attachments to the physical world. We're talking about the concept of hell. So let's talk about some of the addictions that exist in this world. The addiction to drugs, to alcohol, to food, to sex, to money, to possessions, to power. Now let's kind of concentrate on some of these things that we can become addicted to, things we don't even think about. It's just life. Either you have a good life or a bad life. Okay. Let's talk about creation. Creation. Can you become addicted or dependent on creation? Let's think about some very, very famous people. I have here Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a composer, but he was a master. He was consumed with his passion, composing music. He created a lineage for himself. You understand? Is it possible that when he left this world, that interest or mastery in music he could not release? But I'll come back to that. Let's look at Vincent van Gogh, a painter. The painter who painted Starry Nights and Scream. This is a man that cut his own ear off. His insanity. But he was still yet a master. When he left this world, was he able to let release that madness that was genius? We'll come back to that. And let's look at one more famous person, Beethoven. And you know, Beethoven, he created his symphonies, another master. And Beethoven had a quote about hell. Let me read it for you. He wrote, "Music is the mediator between the spiritual and the sensual life." Another master. When he released this life, this physical world, was he able to release his mastery, his skill in writing those symphonies? We'll come back to that. Now let's talk about love. Oh my goodness, we can get addicted or all consumed with love. And what causes us to get all consumed with love? Is it the companionship and touching? Is it sensual, sexual expeditions? Ooh. Or relationships just in general and the passion, that the potential passion? We can get addicted. When we release this body and leave, can we let that go? How about luxury? Jewelry and furs and cars and big fabulous things. Comfortable sheets and pillows and shoes and clothes. When we release this body, can we let those things go? And let's go on and talk about form in relationship to creation and beauty. Colors, the vivid colors and flowers and fragrances, the countryside or living in the city. Can we let that go? You know? Now, all of these lascivious features associated with life are a pathway to a state of heaven, and it is also a pathway to the state of hell. After death, after releasing this body, and no longer able to activate our five senses, no longer to be able to interact with anything else in this physical realm, can we release our emotional attachment to those things, such as the things that we've mastered, things that we love, like sex, like luxuries and jewelries and cars and power and money and passion and colors and beauty and living in the city? Can't we release them? If not, it's possible that we are creating, or we will have created, a hell for ourselves. When you can no longer, again, interact or interface with this world, how can you fulfill your desire, your aims, your wants, your needs, your hopes, your wishes? But you still love that person, or you still like that taste of something. It's this remembrance, it's this longing. You still want to compose a symphony. You still want to create this amazing art. You still want to have this sensual, or those sensual sexual expeditions. You still want it. You still want the fur coat. You still want to feel it. You still want to have it. You still want to get the feeling that you receive from being out in the public and people noticing you with the diamonds on and the fur coats and the fly cars. You still want it. You're still longing for it. You're still seeking it. But you have no physical body to go get it. It's possible that we can create hell for ourselves. We can create an eternal state of hell. And this only happens after we die and are released from our physical body. And who does it happen to? A person who is still consciously, emotionally attached to one or more of many of the alluring vices offered to a person during their lifetime. You just preoccupied with it, consciously. You conscious of it. So, what creates the internal hell once again? Being emotionally attached and connected to something in this physical world that you can't get to, that you can't manipulate, because you don't possess the tool, which is a body and five senses, in order to bring it into existence, maintain it, sustain it, but you still want it. And so your energy is continuously wanting and longing and seeking an avenue in order to fulfill it with no satisfaction. Longing to connect and interact with this world. Hell is with the consciousness, or is the consciousness of an individual spirit. One more quote, and this quote is by T.S. Eliot, and it reads, "What is hell? Hell is oneself. Hell is alone. The other figures in it merely projections. There is nothing to escape from and nothing to escape to. One is always alone." No. With that being said, we have explored the concept of hell. As you and I, humanity, live our life here in this world, yes, we are definitely supposed to enjoy all the fruits of this earth. But when we're gone, when we're gone, time is up. The candle is burnt out. The clock is stopped. We are supposed to voluntarily release all our connections to this world. Why? Well, that's the only way we can become one with the all. You know, they say he's very, very jealous. Thank you again for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time, bye.